doing a build video, but before that, I just wanted to say thank you guys, because we are almost at 50, and basically that's just basically 100. You know what I mean? But anyways, thank you guys. This is just a random build, and we always jump into a tour first. So it's a large family home, and I'm doing the build first for some reason. But this build inspired a whole family, so I'm gonna do the Kaz video next. So it's just a large, I don't know, what kind of style? This is like a traditional exterior. The exterior of the home is like more traditional, okay? Instead of last time I did like a modern family home, I think. I'll link that up above if you didn't see it. But that's the previous one I did of a family home. So this one's more traditional and a little bit more fancy, but it's also quite modern inside. It's not very old school inside. We've gone through a couple rooms, and I've actually done a garage, and this is just like a little craft room for the mother. I have a whole backstory. I got really into this, so there's a whole backstory for every single family member. So we have a mom, dad, 3 girls. They're triplets and they're teens, okay? And then there's a grandmother who moved in with them. So this is the parents' bedroom. They get to own ensuite. And then this is the dad's office. He's going to be a doctor. And the mother's just a crafter. So that garage room was going to be her like little craft room. And she's going to sell like candles and stuff. And then I don't remember the names, but this is 2 teen girls' room. And they're sharing a room because their grandmother moved in and took over one of the other rooms. And so the last girl had to move up to the attic. But there's another bathroom right here. And then we go upstairs to the attic. I think these doors are so cute. I never use them, so I wanted to use those like custom doors from high school years. And then her room is just like a hot mess, but I love this room for some reason. This is my favorite room. This is literally my favorite. I love it. I don't know what's happening, but I love what's happening. Okay? Does that make sense? No, but it's okay. But we're done. Yay. Now we just get into building. And this took me ages. And I lost a teeny bit of footage, but I don't think it really matters. It was just towards the end when I was decorating the attic, but you got the gist of what I did, so that's fine. And this is still such a long video, but it's okay. I was looking at like an inspo pic, and I feel like I've done this house before, but also I haven't done this house in the same way, but I've done like a similar layout, but it looks completely different. This house is like, I don't know what was happening. I kept adding and adding until it got to the point it got to. I don't know what was happening. It doesn't look at all like the inspo pic. I just went my own way, basically. The picture inspired. The picture was basically this first shape I have here. And then I was like, oh, what if I add this and this and this? And I just kept adding and adding and adding. But I wanted to get like a front like stoop going. And then since I was thinking this was going to be a garage, I wanted to do a garage because I was inspired by the new kits and stuff. But I haven't bought the new kits because I've locked the card. I locked my credit card. I have banned myself from buying the kits, okay? There's too many kits. I'm going to spend all of my money. And then I won't have any money, okay? I can't do it anymore. So I banned myself. So no new kits for me. But I hope you guys are enjoying those. They seem like really good kits to me anyway. I wanted to buy, I want to buy all of them. Let's be realistic. But I wanted the the clutter kit because I really, really, really want all of that freaking kitchen clutter. It looks so good. And the new fridge with all the like pictures and magnets. I love that. Oh my gosh. I wanted that so bad. I was like so close to buying them, but I told myself no. I banned myself. So I decided to do a random build instead to take away my urgings to buy new packs that I don't need. I have enough packs anyway. So I decided on the windows. I think I went with like base game and then a certain pack. I don't know what pack this is. I don't know what pack that is. Maybe, no, it's not for rent. Maybe it is for rent. I think this is for rent, windows, and then just base game. So with garages, I tend to like to put like the tiny windows, and then like I wanted to like frame it in the front. I put like 2 columns in the front, and then I made a custom garage door. I can't tell if I've done it yet, but I don't think I show you, but I've done it before. I just used like two random pieces from the decor wall category. Let's see. I don't think oh, there it is. It's on there already. So what I've done is it's like the wood paneling and like the stacked format that goes horizontal, and then just like a random wall sign, and then I've just like stacked it all together until it forms that weird garage type thing that's a door to me. I don't know if that makes sense, but it kind of looks like a garage door and it kind of doesn't, but it's better than nothing, you know what I mean? But I tried my best. I think it looks okay, but I originally wanted it to be like 2 separate doors, but then I did the one giant door, and then I just kind of didn't feel like redoing it, so it's one giant garage door instead of 2 separate doors. But I think it still looks okay. And I don't know. Okay. I always start out and plan with like, oh, I'm just gonna do base game today, and then I never actually do base game. I need to do just the full base game house so everybody can download it if they want to. But I have slight issues wherein I just go ham and use every single pack in existence and just do whatever I want. But I actually really like how this build ended up turning out. I don't know. It's similar to my other builds, but also not. You know what I mean? And that's why I did like the grandmother's room. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's do grandma, inspired by like the new. I don't know what the kit was called. It was senior for something senior. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try. It was for the elders in the game. But all this stuff looks so cute, and I wanted it, so I built the room instead of buying it. There you go. But yeah, I basically all that I added onto the build that was different from my picture was a whole bunch of balconies. And then I think like the top attic area, I expanded because it was like an afterthought. I was like, oh, let's do a elder, and so I had to create an extra room. We are starting with the living room for once, and then I had a chimney at the very front, and I didn't like any of the fireplaces. I picked this one. I still don't like this one, but it fit the best in the space. I wish it had like the perfect matching texture to the brick that I have on the wall, but it doesn't. I mean, it looks exactly the same, but it's in white. You know what I mean? But it didn't have the same red texture. So I just went with white, and like they painted it or something like that. Like a feature fireplace. I don't know. And then I went very like coastal-y, I guess, in this house. It's very coastal to me. I don't know what's happening. But I think it's very cutesy and nice. I love this living room. I don't know. I never use these couches. I think this is from the ranch. What is it? Horse living? That doesn't sound right. Horse ranch? That doesn't sound right either. I'm gonna give up. I'm horrible with names. Sometimes it clicks and I can say it, and other times it doesn't click and I can't say it. Today is that day. But yeah, this is very like coastal-y, and then oh yeah, and then I forgot when I was doing the tour, we have pets. Well, I haven't made them yet. There's gonna be a dog and then a cat. It's a full house, I think. The pet stuff goes in here, and then just like a regular family computer, as always. That's my new trend, family computer in the living room, or a separate like family room. And then what else did I put in here? Nope, that's it. A computer and then pet stuff. And then that's basically it. And then 10 times the amount of clutter that you see right now. And then there's like 50,000 balconies. Okay, I was a little extra, and I was trying to make it all like, what'd you say, symmetrical, I guess. And so like I was trying to even it up, and like I was like, it kind of looks weird if I don't do it over here. So I just had like 50 balconies I ended up with. Okay, there's really nothing on the balconies except for like a quick little seating area, but like the balconies are like 1 or 2 tiles long, and it doesn't really fit anything besides the seating area. So I kept it pretty basic. So all of the balconies are pretty much the same, and that's it. And then so this is the same on both sides. Well, no, I'm lying. It's not the same on both sides. This is the living room. So this entryway, it just goes straight to the back, and there's nothing back there except for like a little pathway leading up to the front. And then same on the other side from the kitchen. It's the same door leading out to the back with the pathway going up to the front. So I kept it pretty simple out in the back. And then I just did like the manicured lawn, if you remember from the tour. Or no, from the little overview I did, because I didn't actually go outside. But yeah, that's basically it in here. And then I was kind of stumped when I was like doing this. I was like, I don't really know what to do with like the middle section, like that little mid hallway that I usually always end up with for some reason. And I ended up just skipping that and going over here to the kitchen. And I was like in a mood. I don't know if I like this still. I still don't know if I like this. I was like sectioning off the room with the columns and then the spandrel and with like the half walls. I don't know if I like it. Tell me, do you guys like this or no? I did a lot of things that I wasn't sure I liked. You'll see later. Well, no, you've seen it earlier, but you'll see again. I'll mention it again later on, like my thought process. I'm like, I don't know if I like this, but I thought, like, why not? But yeah, I was like, I felt like since the room was so large, I should center it off, I guess, if that makes sense. That was my reasoning, my brain, but I still don't know if I like it. And then I felt like a full wall was a little too much. So I was like, let me throw some half walls in here. And then I was like, I guess gotta leave the gaps. And then, yeah, it doesn't, I don't know, guys. And then I always try to use a stupid, what is this called? A, like, stove vent on this, when I use this Parenthood, like, what is this, a cabinet for the top piece. And it never worked. But I sized that one down and it looks okay. Oh, and I left, like, 0 wall space for the alarm, so I threw them in the back in the kitchen or / dining room. And so there's only, I never put like 20 alarms by every door because I have like 50 entrances. Okay, like that's a little too much. I don't really like how you have to have an alarm for every door. I don't know if that's just me, but I always usually put one. So you can, I guess it might work if you set the front door to that door. I don't know, you know what I mean? If it's set to the front door with a burglary, burglar always target that door instead of the actual front door. Like, you know, I don't know. But yeah, and actually, when I was looking at it, the back looks more like the front side of the house than the front does. And then it also kind of looks like it's supposed to be like 2 homes separated. I don't know, guys. It just ended up looking like that. But the front is on the other side with the garage. I don't know. It is what it is. It's what I ended up with. But we're on the bathroom. As always, my bathrooms always look, you know what? No, they're a little different this time. Okay, but I only show them one. And then I think I give you like an overview of all the other bathrooms. But they always use all the same objects. But I did like a custom shower in the top main bathroom. I'm thinking that one's for like all 3 of the triplets. Wow, all of the girl teens triplets. I don't know. But just like the same like full counter, some sinks, and then a full bathtub with a combo shower. But in the top main bathroom, there's another shower and then like a combo shower. I was thinking like they always like ran into the issue of never having enough like room and showers, so they was like, here, they just installed an extra bathroom that used to be like a linen closet or something. Like same with like when the grandma moved in, they did like renovations, so things are like a little bit extra, I guess. And yeah, there you go. There's like a little overview. I was thinking, I had a different plan, and then I kind of just left it there. I was like, mind it. There's like an extra staircase over by the garage entrance, and there's an extra door over there. I don't know if I ever show it. You can kind of see it here. I don't know, but there's an extra door going into underneath the stairs that doesn't actually work. But it looked cute, so I left it there. So you can't actually access the garage by the actual house, but it's fine, I swear. Because the door's on the same side as, well, wait. The other door, there's an outside door entrance, and it's on the porch. So it's basically right beside the main door. So it's whatever. I was like, it's not that much of a difference to me, so I just left it like that. But it looked cute, so I was like, should I delete it or just leave it? I just left it. Okay. So the door does not work. And I really thought it would, but I played tested it and it didn't. So I was like, should I get rid of it? I just left it. It's whatever. Like I said. But anyway, we are onto the side like living room. I didn't know what to do with. I just made it into an extra like living space. So there you go. Another living space to sit at. There's like 50,000 seats in this house. For some reason, it's a lot. But I didn't want to do like a hangout spot because I felt like that was like a little odd in this like area. I don't know what you would call this, a entry area. I don't know. It would feel odd to me, so I didn't do it. And then I had the living room. The living room had to be over there because it had the fireplace. But I could have put it here. Nah, I don't like that either. So yeah, I like what I did. There was no other options for me. Bunch of clutter, and this is basically just the book nook kit in this room. That's basically all this is. I was like, you know what? Let's just use everything. So I did. I love the book nook kit. I wish I had those couches. They look so comfortable for some reason. And there's one other chair in this in the game that I really like. I think it was like called Pillowy Soft. It looks so comfortable. It looks like you would just slide right off of it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And then we go to the garage. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say it was pure decoration, but never mind. It is like a workshop area, and I was inspired again by like the new kits coming out, and I was like, they have like the new, I don't know what it was. It was like restoration thingy. I don't know if is that like a new skill they're giving you, or is it just like mechanics or whatever, you know what I mean? Or repair handiness. I guess it would be handiness, right? But yeah, that's what I was like inspired by. But this one, I ended up like dividing it, like kind of like the little like divider things from Businesses and Hobbies, maybe I think it was from. And then I just put like all of the hand making and basically everything that you could possibly make. I put it over here that I thought would like fit the vibe of a mom in crafting. So I'm thinking she has like her own store, like I said during the tour. So she sells like paint, candles, and then there's the, I think that's the pumpkin carving kit. Pumpkin carving table is also there. Well, whatever floats your boat. Maybe she sells pumpkin gut. I don't know. Or maybe she uses the pumpkins for her candle. I don't know. I don't know how candles work. That's basically it in here. And then the other side is decoration. And I originally had 2 cars in there, but it was getting crammed because I also threw in the working electrical box and water heater because I thought that would be fun. So there's that in there as well. So I had to get rid of 1 car, but I didn't get rid of it completely because I felt like this is a large family home and it had 2 cars. It's outside in the patio area, and I built like a carport, I guess, for it as well. I don't know. It's not an actual carport. It was, in my mind, it's like a protected like entrance for the house. You know how like larger homes have like that nice gated community like feel, and that's like the kind of vibe I wanted to give. And so I made like a entrance basically to the actual house. And I don't know, does that make sense? I don't know. But yeah, I just did this basic workshop out here. I think it looks cute. It's a little random, but it's fun. Okay, this is the mom's area, and then that's basically all it's in here, I think. And then I left it pretty basic. Cement wise, it's just basic cement. And then there's like the fun flower tile on the ceiling. That's it. And then we do grandma's room. Okay, basically everything's in here already. I used nifty knitting. That was it. And then some extra items for the bed and then like the side table, I think. But yeah, and then it took me ages to like decide how I wanted to use the objects from nifty knitting, because they have like so many. They have like 50 not 50, sorry, like 4 or 5 different variations of like desks they have that came from nifty knitting. They gave you so many desks for some reason, and chose what I wanted, and I kind of like configured it to the side. So she has like a whole knitting station. It's very cutesy. And then just on like the other little enclave, there's a balcony. It just has more sitting area. And then on that little other side of the step, there's just like a rocking chair, and that's it. So it's a bunch of sitting areas because I was out of ideas. Oh, and then there's a TV in here. And oh, those steps are the ones that go into the garage. So, I'm thinking, like, in my mind, those steps had like a you know, the what is it called, the like little rider up to the top and bottom of the steps for elderly folks. I don't know what they're actually called, the little scooter thing that goes up and down, you know what I mean? I'm imagining that's what that has, and that's why she gets this room, because it has its own entrance with the stair climber. But yeah, it's very cute. I like this room. That's basically it. I don't know what else the grandma would do. Basically, she's moved in. Maybe she could no longer live by herself, and that's why they have the stair climber. It's not a stairmaster. That's a exercise equipment. But that's basically the idea. She moved in, took over the bedroom from one of the other girls, and so they had to squeeze into one bedroom, even though this bedroom is quite large, actually. That's why I gave them this side. And then the other girl went into the attic. But I think I still like the attic the most, but I do like the colors and everything else in here. So I'm thinking, let me go back to my notes. I'm thinking this side. Oh, hold on. Okay, I found them. The lighter side, so this light blue side is for Bella. She's gonna be like the academic one. Okay, that's what I'll say. Academic and like very cheery and very like nice and whatnot. So that's the vibes I'm getting. And maybe she kind of takes off after her dad. She wants to be like a vet, so kind of a doctor, but a pet doctor. That's the vibes over there. And then the other side is Lyra. I don't know what I spelled there, but it looks like Lyra, so I'm gonna go with that. Lyra on this side, and then she's like into gaming, computers, and everything like that. And I feel like she's very into space and stuff like that, like paranormal, basically, I guess I could say. And I feel like she would eventually go off to Strangetown and solve that mystery. And you know what I mean? That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. And I had fun with the teen bedrooms. I gave them, I think those doors are from high school years. They were like very into like the customization of your own room, blah 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 blah. And so I gave them these doors, but I wanted to keep like the exterior of the door simple, you know what I mean? Like, so the hallway, the mom was like, keep it chill on the exterior, but you can do whatever you want on the interior of your room. That's the vibes I kind of went for. So the exterior of the door is pretty like chill, and then the interior has like night and very bright colors painted on. But basically the ideas for the Sims came from the doors, because some of them had like decals of aliens and then like paint. I was like, I'll go with this. That's the vibes I went for. But I kind of like this alien side better, because I gave them, I interrupted myself. I was saying that I had fun with the lights for the teens and customization and whatnot. So I gave her the like little, I know it's a mobile for babies, but I gave her like the space mobile. And then the other side has like a candy chandelier with the hearts and stuff. And then upstairs she also has a chandelier, but it's more like it's from the baby kit. Yeah, I'm using a lot of the baby stuff. It's from the baby kit, but it's like black. Her room is very nice and chill, and like it gives off rocker vibe, but she's not a rocker. I don't know what my style aesthetic was going on, but it is what it is. To the mother and dad's room, it's pretty chill over here. Very simple color scheme. I'm pretty sure, I can't quite remember, but I think the exterior of the house is like green, and then the brick. So I think I went with like another bluey green, yeah. So that's like her color scheme. And the dad has no choices in this, because I didn't give him a specific color he was vibing with. But the mom was more into like the greens and blues, very oceany and stuff like that. But then she's like the maker and whatnot. So it's pretty chill vibes in there. Another like seating area, and then she gets her own computer. Well, actually, you know what? I just realized I put a computer. There's like 50,000 computers in this house, so enough for everybody. There's a computer in here, and then dad has a computer in his office, but she also has a laptop down in her little maker room, because I was like, thinking in my mind, she does her like orders down there and like has files of past orders and shipped them off. That was like the idea. So I forgot about that. And I just remembered I put another computer up here. But it's fine. You can never have too many computers in The Sims. Everybody loves them. And then again on the balcony is just a little sitting area and that's it. And then since he was a doctor, I gave him like a whole bunch of file cabinets and then just stuff like that. Bulletin board, a little sitting area, and then that's it. That's all that's in here. It's very doctor's office-y, I guess. That's it. And what was I looking for? Isn't there like a specific like machine for doctors, or is it just for science? Because I couldn't remember, and I was like, I don't think any of these are for doctors. Oh, you know what I was thinking of? The vet. The vet has that specific like machine. Maybe I was thinking of that. I don't know. But that's basically what's in here. Just the doctor file cabinet and then another desk. And then I brought up the fireplace again. I don't usually do that, but I just thought, why not? I brought it up to the second floor, and that's it. And then I did have some issues from the way I've done the roof. Some of it's like crossing to the other side or like sticking through the walls a little. So when it did that, it would like override my wall, I guess you could say. Does that make sense? And it wouldn't let me change I could change the wallpaper, but it would do the entire roof instead of my individual wall. And I was getting angry, but it turned out fine because I just changed it to brick and it looks fine. But I originally was like trying to like finagle it so I can have a different color or wallpaper, and I was like, whatever, I'm just doing brick. I was having a hard time with the walls. But this one's not too bad to play in. It's not too bad. The attic's a little bad. You just have to have cool walls down so the roofs don't get in the way of you seeing everything. But then with the walls down, you can't see any of the cool decorations. So you gotta at least have some of the walls up there because there's so many like neon lights and stuff. But that's it in here, I think. And then I think we just finished the room. And then, like I said, I already did the bath. I think I want that lamp. It looks cool to have, but I feel like it's heavy. You know what I mean? I feel like it might just like topple over if I hit it like once. Okay, or is that just me? Does anybody have like that kind of lamp? I don't know. Is it sturdy, or maybe you like secure it to the ground? You know what I mean? But anyway, we're pretty much done, I think, in here. And then I would do the entryway, and I don't really do anything here. A couple seating areas, and then like an empty desk for maybe homework or something. And I think that's it. And then I decided to, because there was those weird like back pieces of the weird space in the back of the hallway, so I put closets there. I would have liked to use like the full double closet, but I didn't have enough space, so I just used a single closet. And then I found like a green swatch, so I thought it looks fine. But I prefer the bigger closets because I feel like the texture on like the single wall closet looks a little weird. I don't know. But that's pretty much in here. And then we go upstairs to my favorite room. And I've been putting extra cushions on a lot of my stuff. So I can't remember. I didn't play test it. Usually they still work. They still usually work if you put the extra pillows and stuff on there. But I've been doing that a lot lately. I did place test some of it. Like some of the things that I thought wouldn't work, but surprisingly did. I was like, okay, so it all worked. I was surprised. But that's basically it. And then like I said earlier, if you remember, I am missing most of the footage of the bedroom, but it was mostly me just cluttering it, so it's fine. But yeah, you get the main like furniture pieces in the aesthetic of what I was going for. But I thought I should like do a neon light immediately in the hallway, and so I did that, and then I popped a like little plant in there. I was like, she immediately just started decorating as soon as you get into the little closet area there. And then for the regular house lights, I kept it pretty simple again. I just went with the plain tiny saucer lights because I was like, I'm not really feeling any of these lights. I feel like they're too clunky nowadays, and I've been going pretty much the saucer light. But I don't know why I went cow print, or is that a cow? That's a cow, right? Yeah, that's a cow, I think. And then the kiss lips, I felt like fit the vibes. And I was like, originally I was going like a black and white theme, and I was like, you know what, let's do some little color in here. And it got out of hand pretty quickly. It went through a little bit of color to a lot of color. I was like, ooh, I like this red. And then I saw the tiger, and I was like, oh, I like the tiger. And I felt like she was kind of messy, artsy, and stuff like that. And that's basically the vibes. I place a piece of furniture and get the vibes of the person. That's what I was going for here. But yeah, that's it. And I put like a little railing around the, what would you call it? The ladder. There you go. When I did that, it broke my whole room. Oh my gosh, I was so sad. It broke everything when I put the little fence around the ladder. But somehow it stopped doing what it was doing, and it fixed itself. So hopefully there's no issues with like the roofing or anything like that. It started to take up like the whole room, the roof, and you couldn't see the room anymore, if that makes sense. But I think it's fine. But as always, I have to use the neon, what is that, mirror? It's such a good item. I love that item. I want that item. And then I always forget these have such good like swatches. They're so different, and they all have like such good swatches. I never used these either, so I had to use, I think, are these from high school years, or is this from the the college one? I can't remember. Well, both of those packs have a lot of like good stuff with like stickers and like a bunch of like customization into the items. So I like to use those a lot. And then just the desk, and then basically a TV area, and then she gets a bookcase. Those are like the playable objects in this room. And for her, I feel like she likes to collect things she finds. So her room is like a little flash of everything, I feel like. And then I feel like the things she finds are like kind of weird. So maybe she picks up a locker. I think I put a locker in there. She picks up some lockers on the side of the road, stuff like that. Some weird like knickknack and stuff like that. That's basically the vibe I was going for. And I did size up the meditation cushions because I wanted cushions over in the corner, but I didn't like any of the options. I felt like they were too much for what the room was. But the meditation ones were pretty good. So I sized those up and threw them in the corner. They're still usable, but in my mind, they're like, you sit and read and not meditate. But you could, I don't know. I feel like she's not a meditating person. So that's not the reason I put them there. And then a bunch of neon lights, bunch of posters, and that's it. And then she gets the chandelier. And then I think that's all the footage I had, maybe in a couple seconds. And then we go outside to do the landscaping, and then I throw a couple objects out there. But I didn't throw too much outside, like fitting wise, because that's basically the driveway, and I didn't want to block the driveway technically. But it doesn't matter in Sims. But technically, I didn't want to block the driveway. You know what I mean? I've already done the basic layout of the outside. So I've added a pool, and then entrance, and then I did like this paver stone, concrete, whatever you want to call this, and then a little flower bed. And I was vibing with this fence. The only thing wrong with the fence was that I wanted an entrance, and so I started with columns, and then I added a roof and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is kind of nice, but I can't get like I wanted like an open gate feel, or a gate big enough for a car to fit through technically, and none of the gates were like big enough for a car except for this one. And this one is like gothic-y, but do we like it? I am unsure, but I still kept it because I was kind of vibing with it. And I also had it in the shade of black. The black looked okay, but I felt like it was a little harsh against the, what is this? Concrete? No, not concrete. Brick. There you go. It was a little harsh in my mind for the brick. And I was like, let me try a couple different shades. And I kind of like this one. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of like it, and I kind of don't like it. So I put the other car under there, acting as like a carport where they've just pulled in and didn't pull. Well, technically in the garage there's not enough room for 2 cars now, but in the real world maybe there would be. I don't know. And then I just fence off the pathways with I sized down all the bushes and made a cute little pathway for them. And then I put rocks all in between them as well, and then terrain paint. Always with my same I'm back to using all of my same bushes. I love these bushes. I just layer them all until they look good. They're so cute. And then I sized up a couple of these yellow flower bushes. And then just like the terrain paint with dirt underneath everything. It just makes it look so much better. Like right now it looks a little weird without any terrain paint, like the dirt and stuff. And I'm like, it looks kind of ugly. I don't know how I feel about this. And when you put the dirt in, it just kind of comes together, I feel like. And then for the like patio stuff, I just threw a couple benches, a couple planter boxes again out there. And then for the pool, I just put the loungers. What are those called? Floaties. There you go. Not loungers. I put the floaties out there. And I feel like they're always tanning. They're just always out there tanning in the summer and everything. That's the vibe I get. I feel like they're all quite unique, the girls, but I feel like they get together. They get along very well. And that's basically it. And I fixed up the terrain a little bit. And I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about this entrance. I want to know, because I don't know how I feel about it, so I don't know. It's very... I want it to be, like, extra, because I felt like the house was a little extra, so I went a little extra with the entrance. But yeah, I think that's basically it. Oh, and if you guys don't know how I did the, like, little ramp for the garage, that's just a roof piece, and it's the slanted one with no, like, other side to it. So I just, basically leveled it to the door, in quotation marks, on my garage door, and then just leveled it with the terrain as well, and it smoothed it out, and it just worked quite well as a garage ramp. But yeah, that's basically it for you guys. So thank you guys for watching, and if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. See you guys next time.